What if a stranger stops you on a dark, empty road and not to ask for help, but to guide you towards something they can no longer reach? On a night swallowed by fog and silence, a man followed a terrified woman's warning, only to discover that she was never meant to be alive. This is not just a story about a child saved. It's a story about a mother who refused to leave the world before fulfilling her final promise. Stay tuned to find out what happened. Sad face. It was well past midnight when the man found himself driving along a road that seemed to stretch endlessly into darkness. The headlights of his car barely cut through the thick fog, clinging to the asphalt like a living thing. Tall trees stood on both sides, twisted and silent, their shadows crawling across the road with every turn of the steering wheel. Beside him, his wife slept deeply, her breathing slow and steady, unaware of the unease growing inside him. The radio crackled with static before going completely silent. No signal, no music, just the sound of the engine and the distant howl of the wind. As he rounded a sharp curve, something caught his eye. A woman stood at the side of the road. She was motionless, barely visible through the fog, her clothes pale and soaked as if she had been standing there for hours. He slowed the car, his heart pounding. People didn't stop on this road. Not at this hour. He pulled over. The woman stepped closer, her face pale, eyes wide with terror. Her lips trembled as she spoke. "There's a child down there," she whispered. "I heard him crying." The man followed her trembling finger toward a dark ravine beside the road. A chill ran down his spine. Something about her voice felt wrong. Too calm for such horror, too distant. Still, he nodded. "Go wake my wife," he said. "Stay with her in the car. I'll check." The woman hesitated for a moment, then silently turned and walked toward the vehicle. And that was when the night seemed to hold its breath. The man carefully descended the rocky slope, his shoes slipping against loose gravel. The air grew colder with every step, heavy with the scent of damp earth and burned metal. His flashlight shook in his hand as he scanned the darkness below. Then he saw it. A car, crushed violently against a massive tree, its front end completely destroyed. Shattered glass glittered like broken stars across the ground. The silence was overwhelming until a sound pierced it. A baby's cry, high-pitched, weak, desperate. His heart raced as he rushed toward the wreckage. Inside the front seats sat a man and a woman, their bodies unnaturally still, heads slumped at impossible angles. Their eyes stared into nothingness. They were dead. But in the back seat, strapped tightly into a child safety seat, was a baby. Alive, crying, tiny hands shaking in terror. "Easy. It's okay," the man whispered, fighting back panic as he unfastened the belt. The crying softened slightly as the baby felt warmth for the first time since the crash. He held the child close and climbed back toward the road, every step heavier than the last. The wind seemed to whisper around him, carrying words he couldn't understand. When he finally reached his car, relief washed over him. But it vanished instantly. His wife was still asleep. The passenger door was closed. No sign of the woman. He opened the car door quickly, his voice shaking as he woke his wife. "Where is the woman?" he asked urgently. "The one I told you about." His wife blinked in confusion, clearly disturbed by his tone. "What woman?" she replied. "The woman from the road," he insisted. "I told her to wake you, to sit with you." Her face turned pale. "I've been asleep the entire time," she said slowly. "No one came near the car. No one spoke to me." A heavy silence filled the space between them. His hands trembled as he placed the baby gently into her arms. The child had stopped crying, staring blankly into the darkness beyond the windshield. "I need to go back," the man muttered. "Something's wrong." Against every instinct screaming at him to leave, he returned to the ravine. The fog had thickened, swallowing the path he had just climbed. The wrecked car was still there, but now it felt different. The air was unbearably cold. As he approached the driver's side, his flashlight fell upon the woman's face once more, and his blood ran cold. It was her, the same woman from the road. Her lifeless eyes stared upward, frozen in eternal fear. The man staggered backward, nearly dropping the flashlight. His mind refused to accept what his eyes were seeing. The woman who had begged him for help had been dead all along. Memories replayed in his head. The way she spoke, the emptiness in her eyes, the unnatural calm. She hadn't been asking for help. She had been guiding him. As he stood there, frozen in terror, the wind began to rise. The fog twisted and shifted, forming shapes that felt almost human. For a brief moment, he felt a presence beside him. Not threatening, protective. A whisper brushed against his ear. "Thank you." His breath caught in his throat. He ran back to the car without looking back. His wife was waiting, clutching the baby tightly. "We're leaving. Now," he said. As the car drove away, he glanced into the rearview mirror. At the edge of the road, standing where it had all begun, was the woman, smiling softly. Then she faded into the fog. The baby slept peacefully for the first time that night. The police later confirmed the crash had happened hours before the man ever drove down that road. The parents had died instantly. No one knew how the baby survived. The man never told the full story. Some truths were too heavy to share. But even now, on quiet nights, he remembers the woman's eyes, not filled with fear, but with relief. Some say spirits linger out of love. Others say they stay bound by unfinished promises. And perhaps on that endless road, a mother refused to leave this world until she knew her child was safe. So if you ever find yourself driving alone at night and a stranger asks you for help, make sure they're truly alive. Some stories don't end when the road disappears behind us. Some stay, lingering in the silence, just like that mother who refused to rest until her child was safe. So the next time you drive alone at night, remember this story. Remember that not every soul you meet is still meant to be here. If this story sent a chill down your spine, don't forget to like the video. It helps these stories reach others who love the darkness. Subscribe to the channel for more true and mysterious horror tales, and share this video with someone who dares to listen after midnight. And make sure to turn on the notification bell, so you never miss a story that refuses to be forgotten. Sleep well, if you can.